Hi, Charlie. Can you hear us? Can't hear him. Maybe Tori has him muted.
It is muted.
Okay. Morning, Charlie.
Good morning. Good
Oh, there
morning.
you are. All right, very good.
You can hear me?
Okay, next, we have the surveyor. Good morning. Come on up. Do some backup. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Matt Cash, I'm a GIS administrator in the surveyor's office. Just looking to transfer some funds from one fund to another to cover the costs of a project we're working on with a third-party vendor. And then we also have a grant that we're trying to get for.
Any questions?
What project is that, Matt?
Project, it's a data cleanup project with our address points and centerline data. So the seed grant, the grant that we've already been awarded, is being put on by the state Office of Technology to help counties get their address points, centerlines, parcels if needed, ready for next gen 911. So
What about the transfer to the other professional services? That same related?
it's all related. Yeah, that's going to be used to pay the third party vendor for the cleanup project.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Thanks very much. See you Tuesday.
Yep, thanks, guys. Man did a great job.
Yeah, you did.
It's a gift. That was easy on him.
Okay, next, criminal court.
They mandated probation officer salary.
Good morning.
Who's that?
Don't know.
Does someone have something to say? Okay,
Good
courtroom division one.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
And criminal court is asking for reduction in the probation officer. The new probation officer will make less time by $20,059.
What was that, Ida?
Yeah, that's item.
Ida, I got it covered.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because I'm not at work today, so I didn't want to miss this.
Don't
Okay.
enjoy your day off.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you. You all have a blessed week.
You too.
Okay.
Morning.
Good morning. Morning. Marilyn, for Division 1, we have a probation officer actually that's going to the next tier, so she is going to the same thing, salary, same thing. And then we're transferring some money from travel into part-time to get us through the rest of the year. And we are hopefully going to have a public defender, a new public defender that's going to be in our office starting in December. So we needed to transfer money from into other professional services, the position that we already have in there for a public defender that left.
I'm good. I talked to the judge. We're good.
So are you hiring a public defender under other professional services line item? Is there a position for that? So someone left.
So someone left.
Okay.
Yes, we had a public defender that left in November. And then we have Nick Barnes that's supposed to, hopefully he's on a commissioner's meeting for a contract to start in December.
Oh, okay.
And then we're
On contract.
on contract, correct, on contract.
Okay. You're not placing him, was the other past public defender on contract?
As public defender was in a actual position, public defender position.
So what are you doing with the position?
The position is going to be,
How are we gonna fund that next year? That's something.
well,
How is that funded next year?
so next year I have to do a contract in 2026 for Nick Barnes. I'm putting him on the December commissioners meeting for 2020, to have a contract for 2026.
Mhm.
Of other professional services. So I would have to go for the council, like I did for, I think, our public defender in Kenzillo, where it's coming out of the position of where Natalie Williams is in the county general.
Yes,
And then I go and ask for the money to be transferred to other professional services at the beginning of the year.
reduce that. that position and then put it in contractual.
Correct.
All right, work with, make
Yes.
sure Scott has a good understanding when you do. But I get you.
Okay.
I get you.
Okay, thank you.
Anything on the court?
Good morning.
Morning.
Juvenile court, we have a transfer, county general fund from other services and charges, 12,000, for garage motors, clothing, and other supplies, for a total of 12,000. Fees are transferred from the family recovery court. Other services and charges, $157.19 to other supplies, for a total of $157. C is a transfer from Lake County Superior Court, juvenile mental health program salary report line grant fund from other services and charges, 4,000 to other supplies, 4,000 for a total of 2,000. Number 10 is a CASA ordinance amending the Lake County 2025 salary ordinance number 1500F. Establishing pay increases for 5 positions and creating 1 new position in Lake County Juvenile CASA Department. B is creating a new line item, county general fund technicians. C is withdrawn,
Yes.
and D is a transfer from the county general fund. Part-time, 35,000, professionals, 30,000, and technicians, 5,000, for a total of 35,000. So, yeah.
Any questions?
But if I think pay increases, Tim, I'm sorry, I don't. CASA, what pay increases? Because even though I supported it, the pay increases didn't pass.
Is it pay increases?
Or,
I think it's just the one
right,
fund couldn't, support
Oh.
the salaries, so we've done this in the past with GASA.
yeah, you have a grant and then you have a fund,
Right.
and then a grant ran out.
Yeah, okay,
And
that's
it
what's,
wasn't caught, and so
that's
that's
what
what's
Scott was explaining to me. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we're gonna be good for next month, or we're gonna be moving money around?
No, actually, it's gonna happen out of part-time, and I'm
I know,
thinking
but-
this year, and then next year be an advantage to me.
I get that. But no, I meant every month so far, because I went back and looked, every month it's been on the agenda. And it's hard to track money bouncing all over.
It's a lot of moving parts where we're at and parts. Like, you know, I couldn't tell you from month to month how often I get to come here, that's dictated by all the departments and where they're at. All right, what they have to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Prosecutor. Oh, jail, sorry, the sheriff, didn't mean it.
We are asking for an appropriation in 1125. This is for our animal training of $7,000. We are also asking for a transfer from protective services and lateral pay to overtime professionals and technicians. This is basically because of retirement payouts. So we're transferring some money. And then in the jail, we're asking to transfer from protective service, office supplies, jail inmate clothing and employment testing, the holiday pay and other professional services. This is due to inmates being in the hospital and ambulance rides.
So, does anyone have any questions?
Questions? The transfers that you're making, what overtime does that apply to? What professionals, what technicians?
This would be,
For the overtime and sheriff? No, that's the overtime is just general overtime fund for our use. It's not specifically for the professionals or the technicians.
I understand, but it's just being applied to general use for the sheriff's department, correct?
Correct.
And how is lateral pay being reduced? Is that from the retirements?
Well, lateral pay has been going down as we get turnover and the employee basis is younger. They're drawing less down on the lateral pays. So that's kind of, you know, that had some extra in it that we could use to help fund these retirement payouts.
Well, this says overtime professionals and technicians. How is that a retirement payout?
Because the officers that retired, one of them resided in professionals, one of them resided in technicians, depending on what their rank is. When they're paid out for the retirement payout, it comes out of that line item, and that creates a shortage that you have to backfill.
What do you mean by retirement payout? Is that like comp time and?
Yeah, a vacation, whatever, like the vacation time they have on the books, the comp time they have on the books, all that payout time has to be paid out in the last paycheck.
So you guys have built-in space in your budget to address turnover? Well,
That's what we're doing with that.
right. We've had this in other departments where we've had turnover and had to leave positions vacant for a couple of months.
Right. Unfortunately, due to the contract mandates, certain amount of ranks that are, so if it says we have to have 25 sergeants, as soon as that sergeant retires, we have to fill that 25th sergeant to comply with the contract. And that creates this issue.
So should we be budgeting differently for that sort of thing instead of like stashing it away in other line items and then transferring it later?
A few years ago, we did bring that up, to bring like but it was like idle cash that could be sitting there. It just depends on how many retirements we have. We have none, then that cash just sits there. So this way,
What happens to it if you have no retirements, Bill?
well, that cash would just go back to the general fund.
Just
Yeah,
want to understand.
it's like a juggling act every time we get with this, whenever there's retirements, because it is such a large amount of money at once on one paycheck, and then it really depletes that. And we only have budgeted, you know, the exact amount for every person and every payroll.
Thanks, Bill.
Oh, sorry, Sean. What's the, like, if you were to shoot from the hip, 3, 4, 5, 10 people a year average?
Retirements?
Yeah.
I think we've had about 7 this year.
And normally that seems about the average, usually about 7 guys drop out a year.
No, it's
Sometimes it's
just,
not.
yeah, it's just,
It's really not a whole lot when you think about it. And the
Yeah.
most defined, and then referred to defined benefit time.
right.
Yeah.
Like we had a big tranche went out in like 20 and 21. And then I think there was like a gap and then a couple picked up. And then, so this year, I think we're about, if I remember right, about 6 or 7. So we're at.
And I encourage someone to stick around.
The overtime is regular officers' overtime. Okay, I thought we were looking at ways to reduce overtime and not
Well,
increase overtime, because we already are spending quite a bit on.
we're actually tracking fine on overtime. This was just more of a just in case at the end of the year and the holidays. And the money's there in other lines that it's gonna be used in. So we're just putting it more of a just in case, but as of right now, we're tracking fine. We shouldn't need it, and I hope we don't. But in case we do, it would be.
All right, anyone else have any questions? Okay, Jill?
I'm sorry, we kind of.
For C, for the transfer, I originally, it's from officials and administrators into overtime. For the CHIRP grant, I should have originally put all of it into overtime, so that's what
Any questions?
Were we good on the jail ones too?
Yeah, if you, no one's here from the jail, right? Or you're doing.
Yeah, we're taking care of it.
How's things going on staffing in jail right now?
We are in the means, we just hired 9. So we are in the means of trying to up our corrections officers, unfortunately, due to the pay or for the, pre-employment testing. Obviously, some people don't make it through, and that seems to be our biggest struggle, is getting them through those pre-employment testing.
It's a different world today.
That it is.
People don't realize the things they do when they're young have an impact when they're older.
In more ways.
Yeah.
Maybe those standards should be changed now. You know, depends. Maybe some of them are a little too stringent.
Corrections, 911, police and fire nationwide, getting a crisis plan. It's I pay attention to this stuff all around the country, and even agencies that pay a lot more than we do, they're still struggling with that recruitment turnover, and it's a cultural thing. I don't know what the answer is, but I was just curious as to where we're at on staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure, no. Valid point, you know, I don't want to lower the standards in anything in law enforcement, right? But I would like to see marketing ourselves and maybe trying to, how do you inspire someone to follow a career in law enforcement when it's as volatile out there, people are as hateful as they are on this planet right now, like, it's gonna be hard to get people to take that job.
It's tough.
It's very tough.
I talked to a lot of law enforcement officers at the gym, and a lot of them are just looking for their retirement. I'm gonna get to 20 years and get out. They're just pressure and the culture right now is just so negative towards folks that wear a uniform.
Prosecutor, sorry, didn't mean to keep you waiting.
I think they want me.
Learning.
That's right, Jacob.
Got a couple things. First thing is a transfer in our part-time in our two fund. This is to just correct a negative balance in there right now, and then that'll help us get through the rest of the year with our part-time employees.
Any questions, anyone? All right, ordinance?
And then the second is, to abolish, 09335, that was for our stop grant, which we no longer have, so we'll need to have that fund.
Any questions? Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Up the park.
Morning.
Hi, good morning.
So I am going to cover the transfer, and then Michelle will go over the grants that we are requesting to apply for. So for the transfer, as I had mentioned in my notes, we are just looking to take care of a shortfall that was in our officials and administrators line item through our paraprofessionals line item.
How did that shortfall come about?
Yeah, I figured that was in the so.
I'm becoming that predictable.
Well, I mean, no. When our previous administrator left, he had been here for many, many years. He did receive the payout that typically comes from the various personal time he didn't use, all of that, vacation time, all of that. I do believe that they brought me on a little early because they didn't want that gap in administration. And then additionally, when I came on, I learned that nobody had submitted the increase in my salary from the previous administrator's salary, so it's to cover both of those things.
Any questions?
Always appreciate the honesty and transparency.
So have you been able, I know your department is struggling with hiring a nurse because the salary is not attractable. And I know the council stated they were gonna do increases. I know you're struggling with that, so I don't know what we can do, but I know that I'm listening anyway. But have you hired the nurse? Has
We were able to fill one of the positions. Unfortunately, we did lose another one because we were adding some responsibility that state mandated for us. And she said that that is not enough pay to do active TV, which requires home visits. And so she left for another job, making much more. So we do have a vacancy there. And then we still have not been able to fill an STI coordinator position that I had talked about before. So yeah, we're still looking at the restructure and how we can make all of that work and still accomplish everything we're trying to do to meet the core services.
All right, any questions?
About the grant, do you want to hear about the grants?
Oh, yeah. The grant committee has already reviewed them and we have no issues with them, but.
Do you need to hear anything?
You guys want to hear?
Love to hear about it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're excited about it.
So
you have an audience.
I'm like, please give me the space to talk about that. So on the agenda item, they're a little bit back, so I want to start in a different order. We applied for 2 grants through Indiana Department of Health for trauma and injury prevention. one for autism elopement kits, and that's for 10,000, and then another for an additional 10,000 for water safety and drowning prevention. Unfortunately, we did not get the water safety, so we're gonna pull that out, but we did get the autism elopement kits, granted for 10,000. All 10,000 is going to go directly to the supplies for the kit. And then the, Lake County opioid settlement funds, we actually applied for 2 grants for the total of 200,000 each, and it is based on the CDC's evidence-based strategies for youth substance use prevention. And so we kind of broke this up into 2 different parts. One to focus on the youth and doing those school interventions with like our school educators, our school liaisons, and a coordinator to do that, and focus on like kind of say no to drugs, role playing and stuff like that, and then giving the youth a space after school for safe activities. And then the other, so that was youth empowerment, just kind of enhancing their knowledge around substance use prevention. And then the other, building bridges, builds off of the youth empowerment. So then we're targeting the families, the providers, and the community. And so trying to, implement community cleanups, getting the providers involved in screening and intervention and substance use prevention, families and youth. So that's what we hope to do with both of those.
Any questions?
Yes,
Good for you.
I'm just curious. I'd like to learn. When you're doing programs like this on substance abuse, how do you determine where you apply your staff and your time and your resources? And what sorts of drug use trends are you seeing in young people that you're trying to address?
That's a very good question. Thank you. So the trends now that we see are vaping among the youth. That's a big thing.
What kind of vaping are they doing those? Is it like nicotine or is it?
So nicotine, actually, we found out in the new THC, we found out in the new Indiana Youth Survey that just came out in October, they're also vaping alcohol, which I was not really familiar about that. So that is new. Yeah.
I'm so curious.
So,
How do you do
I
that?
hope that answers your question. Not only are they vaping nicotine and marijuana products, opioids, they're also vaping alcohol.
Vaping opioids?
Yeah, so like, a lot of,
I'm just so
What happened to the
disconnected.
kegger
Like,
party behind the garage? Your parents were out of town, right out loud. That was the
very,
worst we did.
very innovative. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, marijuana can be laced with fentanyl. So, you're thinking that you're just getting maybe marijuana, and not realizing that there could be fentanyl.
Where are these vape sticks made? Were they coming from probably overseas? So who knows what chemicals are inside of them and who,
Yeah.
and if the health, if this federal government isn't going to check to see the quality of product, that's
I think you're asking the right questions,
scary.
and I could go on a whole.
I
I will say, there are only 34 roughly, tobacco products that are actually regulated and legal. All the other ones, there's more than that in our gas stations coming over online. I mean,
Yes.
they're not even regulated. Yeah, so, they're very easily accessible. They are fun. They have games on them. They're, getting young kids addicted to the most addictive substance, nicotine, but also enticing them with good smelling flavors and they smell good, they taste good, and then you incorporate the gamification on with addiction.
What communities are you focused on? Like what areas of Lake County here are you going to be kind of deploying these resources?
So right now, this would be a pilot program. This is something that we would do new. So working with our school liaisons, we've already established like partnerships with our local schools. So starting with the schools that we're already, working in and letting so we plan to do this in January. So just seeing, who would be, kind of willing to let us start these kind of life skill trainings with these students, these school interventions first, and then gathering some data and hopefully expanding that throughout the county. So whatever schools would, allow us to do that, we will. I think we're in a unique position where we have our school liaisons to help us kind of navigate that, but we do plan to bring a part-time coordinator for each grant. So if we get both grants, then this person would be working full-time on
Do you
that.
coordinate with any DARE programs or anything?
So we coordinate with, we're partnered with the Lake County Tobacco Free Coalition. I think they just started the SAFE coalition, which I think kind of resembles like a DARE. But with the Lake County Tobacco Free Coalition, we work with them. They're youth voice advocates.
Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you.
Appreciate information.
Madam Chairman, while she listed, we talked about East Chicago.
Oh, yes, yes.
So Madam Chairman, I have heard now from the State Board of Health, State Department of Health, that through their legal, that East Chicago is compliant, and this resolution that we have prepared is not going to be necessary. They've gotten a budget in, and they'll be using their funds now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And do you have any other questions? Happy to help.
Thank you.
Next, we have county council.
Shelley.
So first item is create new line items. You recall Don Poprovic, our representative from the Sports Commission, came forward stating they were seeking funds to help get started. So, I had spoken to Representative Earl Harris, and this is the amount he recommended. We're going to move forward with this. I did reach out to commissioners. Haven't heard anything back yet about the amount, but we have the money, it's there. Have any questions?
Christine, what is this going to be used for?
I know that they have to do a plan, so probably for consultant. I asked Earl Harris to come forward on Tuesday with his organization being down state. So maybe I can get Don Popovic to come up.
Yeah, that'd be great, because I'd just like to know what the vision of this investment would be, is what result are we trying to get?
Yeah.
Or are we just paying consultants to pay consultants?
Well, I'm sure that they wouldn't.
That happens a lot in government.
Yes, no. Anyways, yeah, I mean, he mentioned they needed funds. I know the city of Hammond gave some funds, and he mentioned someone else. I can't remember at our meeting. So yeah, I'll see if I can get down here and
That'd be
do a
great.
little bit more explaining on that.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution, we're taking no action. We have an ordinance, the South Shore Convention Visitors Authority will be here on Tuesday. It's adoption of their budget. And then we have appointment, domestic violence, which is, shall be the coroner. And then we have the alcohol beverage board, which, Mr. I sent a letter saying he would like to stay on. That's it. Easy meeting. Anybody have anything? Scott, you have anything for us?
Well,
Ed?
a lot to say, but.
Yeah.
No, don't get him started.
Entertainment.
Step out, I got Shelley.
I do appreciate the SSCBA reducing their budget.
You're my best.
That's your list. Thank you.
All right. Adjourn for meeting. Thank you. Get the ceremony.